Hello, Cole Chance here. Thank you all for joining me. Spending a beautiful morning here in Bali. This is down towards the Trampuan Ridge, a beautiful ridge walk just around the corner here. So if you're in the area, you should definitely check it out. But I wanted to send this video to my girlfriend Shaz at Unruly in Singapore. She's started doing some yoga at lunch with her coworkers. So I told her that I'd make her a video. So here you go, babe. Let's start seated. So you can sit up on your knees. You can sit up on a block. And just take a few minutes, a few moments to clear the head of whatever was just happening, whatever's happened this morning. Breathe in, sigh it out, let it go. A couple more like that. Filling up just to let it go. And we'll work on kind of opening up the shoulders. Our culture, especially our office and working culture, we tend to be really working out in front of us. The shoulders are slumped over. Everything we do, typing, texting, driving, tends to be happening out in front of us. So even right here, notice if you're sitting forward, see if you can bring the torso back, maybe as if you were sitting up against a wall. And only then do you notice that maybe you were sitting forward a little bit. Still want to feel the curves of the spine, so the lumbar curve and the low back. Broadening the chest. And maybe even bringing the chin back just slightly. Another big inhale. Sigh it out. Open the eyes. Inhale, cactus the arms, bringing the elbows back as you broaden through the chest. And sending the hips forward. Exhale, we'll take the left arm over the right arm, eagle arms. The hands can come, the backs of the hands touching or the front of the hands touching. Elbows are up in line with the shoulders. We inhale the fingertips up, kind of arching the back. And then exhale, rounding the back, bringing the elbows to the belly, belly to the spine, spine to the back of the room. Inhale, come forward. Exhale. Once more, moving up, inhaling. And exhale. Inhale, open up the arms, cactus the arms. Exhale, we switch sides, so right arm over. And it may be different on both sides. So we're spreading the scapulas here. Inhale, we lift up. And exhale, coming down. So you're really pressing into the palms or maybe into the backs of the hands, wherever you are. Inhale, coming up, squeezing towards center. And moving with the breath. One more round. In. And out. Inhale again, cactus the arms. And exhale, let the hands come down. Take the right ear towards the right shoulder. Take the left arm out by the side. Notice whenever you start to take it out, we tend to slump down. So maintain that integrity of the shoulders down and back. Letting the head fall heavy over towards the right. And begin to reach with the left hand. Really opening up the left side here. You begin to rotate the palm up, the palm down. This will be different for everyone, so really feel into what's happening. Notice the sensations, the tightness, adhesions you may be finding. And when you find something, I invite you to stay there. and breathe, we have a tendency to hold the breath or raise the shoulders when we come against some discomfort. So we're just starting to reset those patterns. So finding some tightness, staying there, breathing calmly. Switching sides. Noticing if one side is more intense than the other. Highly likely. Just keeping the slow, steady breath as you explore what's happening in your body. And 3 more rounds of breath. Also feel free to move the head around. Next inhale, lifting back up, and let's come into tabletop. So planting the hands underneath the shoulder, spreading the fingers really wide here. The hips are right over the knees. So we'll move starting with the sacrum, so the very lowest part of the spine. Begin to send the tailbone up towards the sky, drop the belly, gaze forward, chest forward. Exhale, starting at the base of the spine, sending the tail down, lifting up on the belly. Tucking the chin, pressing the ground away. Keep moving like this with your breath. Inhaling, dropping the belly, gazing up. And exhale, pushing away. And maybe you find some organic movements here. Maybe you begin to shift the weight around. Again, just seeing what feels good in your body today. And we'll take the right arm up. Inhale. And exhale, thread all the way down, dropping the shoulder towards the ground. So you can stay right here. I'll give you some options. You can begin to walk those left fingers forward. Come up onto the fingertips. You can press the ground away. There's a little more rotation in the spine. Maybe you take the left leg out, getting into the hip a little bit. Wherever you are, one more breath. Begin to put all the pieces back where they came from. Pressing the ground away with the left hand will open and twist all the way up. Bring that arm right out in front. Take the opposite leg out, so left leg out. And we'll inhale here. Exhale, pull everything in, push the ground away. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, draw everything in. Once more, inhale, length. Exhale, knee hand to the ground. We switch sides. Inhale, open up, left side of the body. Exhale, come all the way down. And again, maybe you take the same variation on this side, or maybe you take something different. Just see what's resonating in the body, what feels good. We're definitely not the same on both sides, so no urgency to match. Fully exhale. Pushing the ground away as we open up. Inhale. Exhale, begin to come down and we open out in front. Left arm out. I got my hair doing something crazy. Left arm out, opposite leg out. Inhale here. Pull the belly in. Exhale, pull it together. Round the back. Twice more. Reach. And curl. Reach. And curl. Beautiful. Hands and knees both to the ground. We tuck the toes. Begin to lift the knees up just about a few inches. Some of you, I don't know how many that is in centimeters. Let's say 15 centimeters, maybe. Check me on that. I'm learning my metric system. Push the ground away, lift the hips high, downward facing dog. Spreading the toes wide, picking up the toes, seeing if you can spread the toes, the feet even wider. The knees can be bent. The hips are going high into the back of the room. And the heels are coming towards the ground. Note, they do not have to touch the ground, but they're going that way. So let them be heavy. Inhale. We're going to come up onto the toes, bring the chin towards the chest, and we'll wave forward. So we're rounding the back like we were doing in cat pose. And we come forward to plank. The heart's coming forward. The heels are going back. Push the ground away. Begin to bend the knees. Press the hips back. Downward facing dog. We move like this twice more. With breath. Inhale. We come forward. Plank pose. Exhale, bend the knees, push back, downward facing dog. Again, inhale. Exhale, bend the knees, push back, downward facing dog. Gaze towards the hands. Let's step all the way up. Inhale, halfway lift, hands to the shins. We have a slight cobra in the back, shoulders away from ears. Pull the belly in, lots of little things. Exhale, fold. We do that twice more. Inhale, halfway lift, push into the ground. Push into the shins. Fold. Once more. Inhale. Fold forward. Rise all the way up. So pushing down into the feet as you come all the way up to stand. Hands together. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, lifting all the way up. We'll take the left foot off the side of the mat. Pressing the heel down, grabbing the left wrist as you twist over to the side. Reaching. Pulling belly in here. Pressing down through the feet, lifting up on the pelvic floor. One more big inhale. Exhale, plant the hands down to the mat. Step the left foot back. Plant the knee down. Inhale, lift up. Anjaneyasana. Cactus the arms like we did in the beginning, bringing the chest forward. Inhale, lift. Exhale, cactus the arms. Inhale, lift, pulling belly in. Once more. Inhale, cactus the arm. Plant the hands. Begin to straighten the front leg. So you might want to move that foot forward here. Flex the toes. Flex the whole foot back towards the face. You don't have to really come down here. You can stay up, but like we did in downward dog, we'll send the hips up and back. Pulling the belly in. You can have a bend in this front knee as well. But the more that you send the hips back, the more that you should be able to feel this in your hamstrings. And we plant the left hand on the ground as we open up, twist, pulling back on the right hip as we twist. Pushing the ground away with the left hand. Coming back to center. Coming into lunge. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, plant the hands, step forward, forward fold. Press into the ground as you rise all the way up. And hands to heart center. Other side. Inhale, we'll step the right foot off the side of the mat. Grabbing the right wrist, pulling over. Big lateral side body stretch here. One more inhale. Exhale, plant the hands. Step back with the right foot. We'll drop the back knee. Inhale, lift up. So 3 rounds of breath. Cactus the arms. Exhale, pulling heart forward. Inhale, lift. Pulling up through the pelvic floor as well. Exhale, cactus. Inhale, lift. Exhale. Inhale, lift, and we plant the hands. Ardha Hanumanasana, half splits. You can pull that heel forward a little bit. Kind of wiggle the heart forward. And exhale, maybe you come down a little bit, but that's really not important. More important is that you're sending the sit bones, the tailbone, up and back. That'll create the length in the hamstrings. Breathing here, pulling shoulders away from ears. Staying close to the breath. Staying far from the to-do list. And begin to bend in the front leg. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, plant the hands. Step forward, forward fold. Rise up. And hands to heart center. Inhale, let's lift the right knee up. Let's take the hands around the knee here. So whenever we pull the hip up, notice that we want to pull the knee up, but we don't necessarily want to pull the hip up. So notice that the hip came up. Maybe you drop it down a little bit. Staying right here. Inhale. Take the hands to the heart. Press the thumbs into the sternum, and we'll begin to come back warrior 3. So both feet are flexed here. Pressing into the hands. Inhale. Exhale, begin to plant the foot down, crescent lunge. Inhale, lift the arms up. And exhale, we open up warrior 2. So turning the torso, planting the back heel. Really pressing through both feet, but especially that outer edge of the back foot. Shoulders are down and back, sinking the hips. So not only bending in the front knee, but actually sinking both the hips down. Extending wide. Inhale, reverse warrior, bringing the torso back. And exhale, hands to the ground. Step back, downward facing dog. We wave forward, coming up onto the toes, rolling into plank pose. Exhale, bend the knees, press back. Gaze towards the top of the mat. Step or jump up. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, rise all the way up. And hands to heart center. Inhale, left knee comes up. And take a moment here. Spreading the toes on the right foot. Really pressing down through that right sole of the foot as you pull up on the pelvic floor. That'll really help engage the core. And we'll begin to move into warrior 3 or airplane, flexing both the feet, pressing hands together, really active, pulling belly in, letting the left hip be heavy. Begin to bend in the front knee, reaching the back toes towards the mat. Inhale, lift up, crescent lunge, back knee can be bent. And then we open warrior 2. Notice the difference on each side. Sinking hips low, really pressing down through both feet as you pull up on the pelvic floor. This is a wonderful hip opener. And we inhale, reverse warrior, bringing torso back. Hands all the way down to the mat. Downward facing dog. Inhale, we wave forward. Plank pose. Wave back. Downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg lifts. Bend the knee. Open the hip just for a moment here. Inhale, straighten. Square the hips. Knee to nose, press the ground away like we were doing in cat-cow. Inhale, lengthen. And exhale, step all the way through. Plant the foot in between the hands. Plant the back heel on the ground. We'll take both of the hands off the side of the mat. So warrior dog, we're in warrior 2 with the feet. Still really pressing through both feet, especially that pinky edge side. Hands come up onto the fingertips. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, sink the chest down. Twice more like this. Inhale, lengthen. It feels a little funny, but it's quite effective. Exhale. Once more, in. And out. Walk the hands to the middle of the mat, straightening both legs, wide leg forward, fold. So have at least a micro bend in the knee. We don't want to lock out the legs. Some people are hyperextended. Chaz, bend your knees a little bit. Pull up on the arches. The hands can be in line with the feet, or maybe you bring them back even farther, so eventually the head will come in between the feet. But breathing in here, using the core to pull you down farther. Shoulders away from the ears. Inhale, halfway lift. Let's bring the heels in. We're going to come up into goddess pose or horse pose. So the hips sink, the knees spread. Inhale, cactus the arms just like we did in the beginning. Inhale here. Exhale, let's wrap left arm on top of right. Inhale, lift. And exhale, come down. Inhale, lift. Exhale, come down. Once more, in. Exhale. Open the arms, cactus. Plant the hands, wide leg, forward fold. Move towards the left side of the mat, so the back side of the mat. Warrior dog on this side, so you can set up warrior 2 in the feet and in the legs. So pulling back on the left hip here, reaching off the right side of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Twice more like this. Really breathe into that left hip. Inhale. Exhale. Again. Nice. Walking the hands back to the center of the mat. Folding forward. Take a moment here. Maybe bend in one knee and then the other. And again, coming up into goddess pose. Take the heels in, the toes out. Sink the hips low. Inhale, cactus the arms, open the heart. Right arm over. Hands coming together. Inhale. Exhale down. Twice more like this. Inhale, lift. Come down. Once more. Inhale, cactus the arms. Plant the hands, hips high. Nice work. Let's come down onto the mat. So what I'll have you do is we'll take the left knee coming forward. We'll place the right knee right on top of it. Begin to sink the hips. So this won't be available for some people. The hips are super tight. So another thing that we can do is just take the bottom leg, straighten it, and then take that right leg on top. Yeah? So either one of these, that works. Go Mukhasana. It's a great hip opener. Take a moment, wiggle the hips in. Maybe you set up on something if that's more helpful. Really nice to do some hip openers, especially if you're sitting in an office all day. The hips, the hamstrings aren't real happy in the sitting position for a long time. So kind of get in to both of these areas and find a little more space. So you can stay right here, or I'll show you the arm variation with this. We can take the left arm up, take the hand behind the back. We can take the right arm, bend at the elbow. They'll begin to come towards each other. Maybe they touch, maybe they don't. Big heart opener here. You can fold forward if you'd like, or you can stay upright. Wherever you are, you want to have full freedom of breath. So if you notice that the breath gets shallow, then give it a little discount. Back up a little bit. Really honor the breath first and foremost. And release the arms. And we'll open up the legs. We'll take the left sole of the foot in to the right inner thigh. It took me a moment. Take the hand, right hand to the left knee, and we're going to just take a twist here, gazing over left shoulder. Unwinding, taking right hand down, left arm up and over. Big side body stretch, creating a lot of length from the bottom ribs to the top of the hip on that left side body. One more big inhale. Plant your left hand behind your hips. Inhale, we'll lift the hips up, push into the ground. Head, heart, hand come back. And bring the hips back down, and we'll switch sides on all of that. So this time the right knee is on the bottom, right knee or leg is on the bottom. Take a moment to set up the pose. Wiggling the hips in. And dropping shoulders down and back. The cicadas are going off here right now. Really beautiful. If you don't know much about cicadas, I have lots of fun facts, but you should look it up. Maybe we'll have to do an outtake version of cicada fun facts. Quite interesting. Take the right hand out behind the head. Left arm out, bend at the elbow. Begin to reach hands towards each other. They don't have to touch, but they're going that direction. Press the head back into the arm. One more big drink of breath in. Exhale, release the hands. Take the left leg wide. We'll just take an easy twist here. So hand coming to the right knee. Inhale, create space, lengthen between the ribs and the hips, and exhale, twist. Come back to center, plant the left hand, right arm up and over, reaching towards the side of the room or the side of the jungle. Spinning heart open. Inhaling, coming up. Plant your right hand behind the hips. Push the ground away. Lift the hips high. Head, heart, and hand come back. Big extension. And release down, coming into a seated pose. Take a big inhale and let's sigh it out together. Once more, drink in. Take a moment to notice what's happening in your body. What, if anything, is happening in the mind? Any changes? where your thoughts are, where your breath is, and any space that you've created. And thank yourself for showing up for you today, and thank you for letting me be part of your practice. Bring the hands together, thumb at the third eye. We'll bow forward to close the practice and say namaste. Namaste. Thank you all so much for joining me again here in Bali, beautiful, beautiful Bali. And we'll be on the road quite a bit, so stay posted. Om Yoga Tribe will be releasing a couple videos every week. So if you haven't subscribed, then subscribe, and we'll get videos to your inbox. And head to my website, Cold Chance Yoga. I have all kinds of retreats and some hour-long videos coming out. So yeah, thank you so much, and check you next time. Peace.